Hi everybody, thank you for joining me. This is Living Divinity. So I just want to say thank you. Okay, thank you so much. Without you, there's no reason for me to be here. So thank you for being a huge part of my purpose. Okay, and let's thank God by reading a few scriptures. Thank you, God. And I'm on Psalm 118. Give thanks to the Lord, for he is good. His love endures forever. Let Israel say, his love endures forever. Let the house of Aaron say, his love endures forever. Let those who fear the Lord say, his love endures forever. In my anguish I cried to the Lord, and he answered by setting me free. The Lord is with me. I will not be afraid. What can man do to me? The Lord is with me. He is my helper. I will look in triumph on my enemies. It's better to take refuge in the Lord than to trust in man. It is better to take refuge in the Lord than to trust in princes. All the nations surround me, but in the name of the Lord I cut them off. They surrounded me on every side, and in the name of the Lord I cut them off. They swarmed around me like bees, but they died out as quickly as burning thorns. In the name of the Lord I cut them off. I was pushed back and about to fall, but the Lord helped me. The Lord is my strength and my song. He has become my salvation. Shouts of joy and victory resound in the tents of the righteous. The Lord's right hand has done mighty things. The Lord's right hand is lifted high. The Lord's right hand has done mighty things. I will not die but live, and will proclaim what the Lord has done. The Lord has chastened me severely, but he has not given me over to death. Open for me the gates of righteousness. I will enter and give thanks to the Lord. This is the gate of the Lord, through which the righteous may enter. I will give thanks, for you answered me. You have become my salvation. The stone the builders rejected has become the capstone. The Lord has done this, and it is marvelous in our eyes. This is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. O Lord, save us. O Lord, grant us success. Blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord. From the house of the Lord we bless you. The Lord is God, and he has made his light shine upon us. With bows in hand, join in the festal procession up to the horns of the altar. You are my God, and I will give you thanks. You are my God, and I will exalt you. Give thanks to the Lord, for he is good. His love endures forever. So, God is amazing, right? Because I just did, I said, let's give thanks to God by reading out of the Bible, and I was flipping through, and I saw usually I just go by kind of like how long it would be, and as well as does it feel right. So I felt right when I looked right at Psalm 118. I said, okay, that's what we're going to read. All right, so let's pull out, I'm going to pull out 3 cards out of my box, see what we get. So as well, under the community center, I put in a prayer. So if you're interested in knowing, you can see it at your own timing, right? Okay. Oh, so I got a lot. I actually got 5. Okay. First one is manifest your beautiful life. Journal often. Dream, nurture, add more love to your life. Then the next one I got was rewards, appreciate and contribute. No means no. Pray about it, God will answer. Exploring options is part of life, but what did you leave behind? Look up your birth chart. Let's learn together. So, they're all pretty self-explanatory. I'm glad I pulled this amount. It seemed like just the right amount. Again, manifest your beautiful life. Journal often, dream, nurture, and add more love to your life. So, you know, my dad always called me his little flower child because I was, you know, I always was free, right? I was free with my words, and my words were usually kind of head in the clouds kind of thing growing up. You know, I saw what I saw, and I spoke what I spoke, and it was never anything of malice. It was always good, you know. It made people smile. Some of the crazy things I said. So, you know, through all my trials and tribulations, you know, I could choose to be bitter. I could choose to be hateful. I could choose to be envious. I could choose to be jealous. But why? Anyways, I've always felt that way. Well, there's been times where people close to me, you know, they go off and do something else with one of their other friends, you know, like when I was growing up. And, you know, I felt a little jealous, but I never acted upon it. I just told myself, well, you know, she's entitled to go do things that maybe I'm not allowed to do, or, you know, she wants to spend time with other people. You know, I just have to let her be, right? Now, with my relationships, I was never jealous of a said woman, but I was jealous of the attention like my first husband would give other women, and it was not respectful to me. And I couldn't really pinpoint exactly right now, but I'm just trying to say that if you choose to be ugly, if you choose to be bitter, if you choose to be hateful, then that's what you'll be. If you choose to be loving, if you choose to be nurturing, if you choose to be kind, that's what you'll be. So choose right for you. Okay, so the next one is rewards, appreciate and contribute. So, you know, you get a job, right? You know, you get a job and your reward is your paycheck, right? So you appreciate your job, you appreciate the car that got you back and forth, you appreciate the gas prices of 1982. Anyways, well, those days are long gone, right? Anyways, to contribute, you contribute where it makes your heart feel good, wherever that is. You could contribute to a church, you could contribute to a hospital, you can contribute to the blood bank. I actually, they haven't called me to ask me if I wanted to give blood anymore, because I actually looked up the website and the company. Well, there's only one blood company in the whole world, or in the whole USA, and that CEO makes $1 million a year. and I don't know if the blood that they're taking in, it has to get processed a certain way, and then it has to get turned over to the hospital. And I realized that although I was giving blood freely, right? You give it freely. What do they do with it? They process it. They make sure that there's no nothing in there that, like AIDS or herpes or whatever it is that they look for, right? They make sure the blood is healthy. And then they turn around, they sell it to the hospital. So that they have their price on it, say it's $100 a pint. Well, I give it freely, and it cost you $20 to process it. So you're making $80. Now, there's employees and there's all these overheads. But obviously, if the CEO is making $1 million a year, they're really doing something right. So then, when you're in the hospital and you need a pint of blood, the hospital charges, right? So I give it freely. The blood bank charges a certain amount, then the hospital upcharges it. So it's not really free, right? So since I expressed that, they haven't called me to see if I want to give blood anymore. It's you're saving a life, right? But it's at the cost of the person receiving it. Because if they don't have any insurance, then they're going to get billed for that extravagant amount. What if it's 3 pints of blood this person needs? If the hospital's charging you $250, that's already $750. And even if you do have insurance, how much of the insurance is going to pay for that? So it's charged. Your blood is charged a whole bunch of times just to save your life, and they do need blood, but at what cost? It just doesn't seem right to me. So I spoke my piece about it, and they haven't called me to see if I want to give blood anymore. Okay, so no means no. Pray about it, God will answer it. So whatever the question is that you want to say no, if you're not sure, should I be saying no, then you need to pray about it. And I'll tell you what God's answer would probably be. The answer should be what's the overall best choice. So, you definitely don't want to do something that you don't feel comfortable doing. You don't want to do something that maybe you don't have time to do. You don't want to commit to giving someone a certain amount of money when your money is your money that you worked hard for, and you feel like, well, this person's asked me 5 times for $100, right? I guess if you have a whole bunch of money, you should just give it, but at the same time, there has to be some sort of threshold, right, where you say, I'm giving you this $100 and please don't ask again because it's causing problems in my family. And that happens a lot, it happens a lot when couples are blended families and then, the wife's kids need something and they're already grown adults, and then it causes conflict between the husband and wife. And, the mother's always going to want to give, but there has to be a threshold, because what if something was to happen to the mother and her grown children were depending on her, right? Well, they'd have to make their own way, so they might as well be taught to make their own way as much as possible. Okay, so that's just something that came to my mind. Exploring options is part of life, but what did you leave behind? So this would be like, I'm a free woman, right? I don't have any obligations to anyone. So if I get into a relationship and I choose to make that my option, what am I leaving behind? Is it possible that I'm leaving behind my peace, my mental security? Am I leaving behind everything that I've already worked on myself to risk it with someone else? That's a good question for me, because I would want someone who understands, hey, I've gone through all this healing and I don't want to get hurt again, right? and you don't really want to explain how you got hurt, because it becomes, oh, he got away with it, so I can too, right? That's kind of deep down inside, that's most of the time the mentality. However, that person could choose to say, yeah, you know, I've seen what she's gone through, and I've seen her cry, and I never want to do that to her ever, under any circumstances. And he would have to make a commitment to the Lord. Yes, God, I've seen what she's been through. I want to be the partner that outlasts all the other partners that she's had, and I want to be the one that she lays her head down next to and wakes up to every morning. And I want her life to be not necessarily easy, but without stress, without complications, without, you know, all the things that come with when you get together with someone. It's kind of like, I don't know how to explain it. It would be like someone who would really have to commit and understand everything that I've been through. And maybe the person that God will bring me will be someone who has been through all the same things. On the opposite end, right? They were treated like I was treated. So they would know automatically, you know, I know how that feels. And I didn't like it when it was done to me. So, you know, I don't have the intention to go into a relationship with her to hurt her in that way, because I know exactly how it feels. But exploring options is a part of life. But what did you leave behind? So the other side of it is, if you're in maybe the roller coaster ride of life, right? And then you have the opportunity to be with someone who's calm and let you have your freedom, yet you know that there are boundaries and you can respect them. You know, it's worth respecting them to have your peace. It's worth respecting them to have someone to care for you and really love you. It's worth sacrificing what was. Is worth everything when it feels right. So, and then look up your birth chart. Let's learn together. So I actually looked at my birth chart, and well, I got to do the next step, right, to see what each house means and that sort of thing. So it is a learning process. So it's something just to give you a better idea of who you are. Okay, so we're 18 minutes in. Let's begin with our smaller decks. Okay. Miracles now. I let go and allow the universe to do her thing. So, you know, to each their own. Her, him, it doesn't really matter. It's the universe, right? It's God Almighty. It's the flow, the ebb and flow. Is that what it is? Ebb and flow of life, right? You just let it go and just allow things to unfold. Allow that the right people will come to you at the right time. Allow love into your heart if you have been without love. And being without love would be a horrible thing. When I was in Hawaii, and I really did feel alone. People, it was kind of strange, because when I was married, people would they would gravitate towards me. So when I walked into like a big room, you know, I could be just walking down, and someone way to the left will like feel my energy, and they'll turn around and, you know, they'll wave and say hi or whatever. And then when I was going through the divorce and Chris went back to live with his sister, it was like everybody was afraid to, like, I don't know, it's like an energy shift. So the energy within me was hurt. It was needing to be healed. Yet there was no one to help me. So it was around Thanksgiving, and one of the tarot readers, well, actually it happened around, what's the last day of summer? Labor Day. Labor Day? Yeah. So one of the tarot readers was like, oh, just take the weekend off and spend time with your family. And I actually, like, I was talking to myself. I was like, yeah, my family's all the way in California. So then by Thanksgiving, I realized that my spiritual family has always been with me. And, you know, that makes a big difference. Makes a big difference when you're alone, to realize that your ancestors are really with you. You don't imagine the signs that the person gets from God to let you know you're never alone. So after that, I was just like more at ease. I was more able to heal myself and appreciate my ancestors a whole bunch, and appreciating God, you know, again, adding more love to my life was how that all came about. So let go and allow the universe to do her thing, and remember to listen, because God's going to whisper something in your ear that you need to know, and that's your intuition, right? And it's gonna allow you to go through the changes of healing. You know, I'm still healing. You know, we are always still healing, but the benefit is to cry it out, heal it, and learn from it, and take it into your future. Okay, and then you can be on here and tell people, you know, what you had to go through to get here. And believe it or not, the tarot readings, they were all very helpful to me. And if it didn't feel right, I just clicked it off and went to see another reader. And it doesn't mean that I stopped listening to that reader. Well, there's a couple that just seem like, to me, that maybe it was more money orientated, but you know, that's part of the reward of doing this, you know, is building your business, right? Building your brand name. So on that side of it, you know, I'm very happy for those who are very successful here. But you know, I'm just saying that it didn't mean I really like stopped and I like unfriended them, you know, unsubscribed or anything. It's just, for some reason, some of their postings just dropped off. Anyways, moving forward, we have Native Spirit, and today's card, we have Freedom Horse. So allow the universe to do her thing and find your way to your freedom, right? Look up your birth chart. Exploring options. No means no. That could come in many ways regarding freedom. Maybe someone wants you to say, hey, you know, I don't want you to quit this job, you know. Why don't you stay? Okay, so for me, I worked at a real estate office in Delaware, and you know, I stayed pretty quiet, but you know, I spoke when people spoke to me, but I basically wanted to make sure, you know, I counted all my pennies, right? Because I would take in the vacation rental money, and then I'd have to account for it and turn it over to the accounting lady with the invoice and the money. So I had to make sure that the client gave me everything they needed, and I had to make sure the client got all what they were supposed to get back, and I had to turn it over to the accountant. So, you know, I was very good at my job. I actually self-taught myself how to 10 key on that job, because on Saturdays, after all the people would come in, you know, they all checked in at 3, right? So throughout the day, if everyone's checking in by 3, I still worked in another 2 hours. And it's not like they had 1,000 units. They had maybe a couple hundred, maybe 50. I don't really know. But I had plenty of time in between on Saturdays, so I self-taught myself how to 10 key punch. So what happened was they didn't offer health insurance, and another company called me, the dental manufacturing company there in Milford, Delaware. And so I told the people, I was like, they offer me health care. I have to have health care. I wasn't attached to the VA yet. But I said their benefits are so much better. How can I say no? So they asked me if I would just work the Saturday. So that way, you know, that slot's filled. So I did that for a while. And then eventually I just said, no, I'm just going to stick to my Monday through Friday job. But no means no. So the thing is the weirdest thing about work is they'll treat you like you're barely doing your share, right? And as soon as you put in your 2 weeks, you know, they're saying, stay, stay, stay. And I'm not saying that was my situation with that real estate company. I'm saying this could be a reason why no means no, right? If you're at a job and they, you know, they treat you like you're not part of the team, or they treat you like you don't do enough, or they blame their errors on you, and you're not even around to defend yourself, right? And then you hear about, oh my gosh, they're blaming me for that. Why didn't anybody ever ask me? They're just judging me. And then you put in your 2 weeks, and then they realize that all their words towards you were probably what they were feeling inside about themselves, right? So then they're begging you to stay because they know that you are an intricate part of the company, that you do way more than you're supposed to. You are very helpful, and yet they treated you a certain way, but now they want you to stay. So I say, get your freedom and rewards and appreciate and contribute. I feel like, you know, God is going to find something better for you, because, you know, you stood your ground. You said, hey, you guys treated me like garbage, you know, and now I'm moving forward. I'm living by faith. I know that God's going to bring me something better, and God will bring you something better. And then those people will have egg on their face, because in all actuality, they really needed you in that position. Yet they probably told lies about you. Okay, so you're manifesting your beautiful life. Journal often, dream, nurture, and add more love to your life. So by you standing your ground and saying, I already gave my 2 weeks. Don't you understand? You treated me a certain way. You really needed me in this position. You really knew that I did a really good job, but you wouldn't give me a pat on the back. You wouldn't say thank you for a really good job. And now that I'm leaving, now you want to hold on to me. People are kind of crazy that way. Let me read this Freedom Horse for you. Freedom Horse. Okay. Let your spirit fly. Do not hold back. Break free and express yourself. Flaunt your stuff. Dance, laugh, explore, and go beyond predictable behavior. Get out of the rut. You don't need to fit the mold. Be daring. Fling your arms to the heavens in joy. Your native spirit wants you to know the horse allowed the natives of the Americas and Mongolia to travel great distances with ease. The horse also carried their supplies, which additionally granted freedom to those ancient people. This card chose you to remind you that you aren't here to be ordinary, but to step beyond limitations and self-imposed boundaries. Don't allow yourself to be trapped by convention or the expectations of others. You have the ability to choose your life on your terms. Replace the phrase "I should" with "I could, but I choose not to at this time." Perhaps you aren't always free to create with the exact circumstances of your life, but you're certainly able to decide what meaning to give those situations. Select meanings that empower you, for this is the time to break free. The journey, the way you use your body can change your state. Put on music and dance with wild abandon. As you do so, this sends a powerful message to your subconscious that you are indeed truly free. So be free and be who you want to be. I always told my daughter, really doesn't matter what you do. Don't get me wrong, I do care about what you do, but if you're not hurting yourself or anyone else, then if this is something you want to do, you should just go do it. And I also told her, sometimes it doesn't matter what mom wants. Sometimes it doesn't matter what dad wants. Sometimes it matters what you want. And she remembers all those things. She's really grown into a beautiful, spirited woman. So proud of her. Okay, so next we have your soul purpose and the restaurateur. The stone is Andalusite. Andalusite. The affirmation: I bless the cook. I am conscious of the many people involving in putting good food on the table. I easily absorb and process all that goes on around me. Okay, that is under entrepreneur. Is the world of bringing food from farm to table of particular interest to you? Included in this life path category are food growers, farmers, and all the people involved in the culinary arts, from those who plant the seeds and tend to the animals, to food delivery personnel and restaurant managers. The people who play a role in the food industry all have an essential role in our society, also known as geostolite and Andalusite, has a center cross or X on it. It energetically aligns with this life path because of the earth-centered focus required to ensure that food is available to fulfill this most basic of our survival needs, as well as for its culinary delights. Restaurants, cooks, and the whole restaurant staff are connected with the art of preparation, cooking, and presentation of food. When the restaurateur and Andalusite card appears for you, it is a reminder to be conscious in every step of the process when preparing food. This includes having a graceful awareness for the many people it takes to bring food to your plate. I use Andalusite as a reminder to be mindful of my thoughts when I prepare and serve food in my home. The distinctive X is a reminder of the food source from seed to fruition. Take a moment to bless the person who prepared your food, as well as all the others involved in bringing you this meal, including the farmers, the truck drivers, the bookkeepers, the waiters, and the restaurant owners who dedicate their lives to being part of the process that nourish your physical body. Everything is energy, and the positive vibration the cook brings to their creation fosters good health and well-being. So I saw a little YouTube clip about these billionaires, and they are trying to tell the government that the unions for farm workers is not constitutional. Now I don't know how real this little clip was, but can you imagine? They want to choose their own wages for the people working. The thing is say, I don't even know how much they're making now, maybe $15 an hour. The farm workers, the ones that go cut down the broccoli and the lettuce and package it and all that. But the impact that would have if the government said, yeah, it's illegal to make people pay a union and have union workers. The catastrophe of it is, I don't even have the real numbers, but just say in California alone, say there's 100,000 farm workers, and it goes through that it's illegal. So they tell them, well, we're only going to pay you $12 an hour, or whatever minimum wage is. Maybe they get more than minimum wage. So if every person with a machete, that's what it takes to cut down those the broccoli and the cauliflower, the celery and so forth, right? If they went on strike, the government allows so many, illegal aliens in that they could probably pay them illegally, $8 an hour. I don't really know, but to go on strike, that means all of our fruits and vegetables would be hiked up in price because it's supply and demand, and that, depending upon how long that would go on, we would have food shortages. While the billionaires have everything they want, they probably can have a head of lettuce shipped in from, I don't know, Guatemala or someplace, well, all of us are in dire need to have a good balanced meal, right? So again, I don't know how true that really is. I hope that it's not true, but the greed is getting so ridiculous that we need to pray about justice. We need to pray that justice is served. We need to pray that our families are protected from malicious acts such as that, right? Our prayers, God hears, and He will answer. Okay, so I just wanted to put that out there because that's kind of important information to know if you live here in the U.S. Okay, messages from the mermaids. We have turn away. What are we turning away from? Things that no longer serve us. Turning away from evil. Turn away from, or turn your back on, a situation that isn't serving your highest good. Turning away can be an empowering thing to do. Be like I said about the job, right? This mermaid is showing you that turning away is the correct course of action. Even if this is only a temporary measure, it can be a challenging action to take, as you may feel defeated on an egotistical level, yet in your wisdom, you know deep down it's the right thing to do. So hold your head up high and accept that you've done all you can do. Turn or swim away with your self-esteem intact. Turning away can be a loving gesture when you know the people or situation you're turning away from will flourish without your input or physical presence. You can still send healing thoughts to the people or situation so that you feel better about changing course and you'll still be helping by sending blessings from a distance. Sometimes we need to turn away from a situation to gain a better perspective on things. Don't feel that you have to endure your present circumstances if they don't feel right for you. Perhaps you're finding something unacceptable, in which case it's important to honor your own feelings. Have you already turned away from a situation but are tempted to get involved again? If this resonates with you, think long and carefully before backtracking. Try to recall the reasons you turned away in the first place. Time has a habit of blurring our memories, so take off those rose-tinted glasses before making any major decisions in relation to this. So, turning away. For me, turning back would be turning back. That would be like me going back to my first or second husband. Those days are long gone, and I don't even think about it. The weirdest thing is I said on another reading that I never dream, and somehow I dreamt about someone that I haven't even met yet. I mean, I've met him like on Facebook, but we've never met face to face. And then my first husband, you know. Well, actually, now that I'm saying it, I can't really remember. Yeah, so I believe that's what it was, and it's like, why would I be thinking about this guy that 20 years ago was in my life? Well, 22 years ago plus he was in my life, but I never dreamed. But I always dreamt when I was with him, and it was some crazy dreams. So moving forward, but turn away doesn't have to be permanent, like it says. It could be temporary, but you turn away for your self-preservation, for the words that were spoke, whatever those words were, and stand your ground. And until you can get something resolved that all parties agree on, then to me it's not worth the aggravation if you feel like you've done everything you can to make things right. Okay, so divine feather, let's see what we have. This pretty one, and this is the duck. I think last time we got the loon. There are many varieties of duck, almost all living on both land and water. The feminine quality of water is important to this bird as it links to the emotional body and to the general ideas of nurturance and flow. In spite of their close connection to earth and water, most ducks also can fly, making them adaptable to their circumstances. Ducks are playful, affectionate, and community-oriented, and will often return to where they feel safe and comfortable. Ducks remind us to look at how we are sailing our own seas and consider if we are placing ourselves in areas that best support us. Duck is the messenger who glides into your awareness now. If you have felt out of your element or without a safety net, the duck feather reminds you to come back to the people, places, and surroundings that make you feel most at home. Very often the busyness of life can take us off course. Our friendships and sense of community can help us to reconnect in a positive way. Duck's friendly message encourages you to revisit old friendships and find new connections that will give you a sense of ease and comfort. Remember to let go of it so you can walk, float, or fly when you need to. Duck weathers emotional storms and lets go in this way too. Energies, emotional support, comfort, community. Season, spring and summer. Element, earth, water, air. Color, white, brown, teal, green, black. The affirmation, I welcome friends and surroundings that offer support and safety. So that's really important. We've had, well, manifest your beautiful life. That kind of fits everywhere. Exploring options. Okay. No means no. And rewards, appreciate and contribute. So, in other words, for this, if you know of someone that you can go to that you feel safe, and you go there, you don't want to go and be a flopper, right? You want to be able to contribute to, having a roof over your head. You want to be able to appreciate if maybe you don't have a car, that someone lets you use their car to go to work. You don't want to take advantage, right? If you allow the universe to do her thing and follow the signs, then you have the opportunity to make changes in your life, right? Put it to the universe. I don't feel safe here. I need to go somewhere where I feel safe. Spirit, open the doors for me. My heart is open to you. Forgive me for what I've done in the past. I know that I need to fully grow up and mature. But right now I just need that safety net. Okay. I'm turning away from those who have hurt me intentionally. I'm looking for a safe place to reside. Maybe I have to rebuild my life. But if I go to those who will give me a helping hand, I promise you, Lord, I will not take advantage. I realize that maybe I'm not even in the position to offer too much. Maybe I'm going to have to rely on the safety net to house me and feed me for a bit. And I will always be respectful and thankful. I put myself in a bad situation. And now I know that I've learned lessons. It's time for me to free myself. Okay? So whatever resonates for you, then you just take it with you. Whatever doesn't, just let it go. Okay? Learn some lessons. Appreciate life more. Find more love in your life. Love yourself more. Okay? Animal messages. We have the bunny rabbit. So, my neighbors, when I was in 7th grade, they were moving to Eureka. And they had rabbits in a cage. And so they asked us if we wanted it. So my parents said yeah. So we had them in the backyard. Well, then my mom passed away, and then my dad had to sell the house shortly after that, and we gave the rabbits to my oldest sister. And things turned out, I ended up having to live with her part of my 8th grade year, all throughout my sophomore year in high school. And I remember waking up to the yelling of of a baby screaming bloody murder. And it was like a Saturday morning, and my brother-in-law was reaching into the cage. They had let all the bunnies just make a bunch of babies in there. And he's reaching into the cage, and he already had killed one bunny, so they all knew that they were going to be dinner. So it's like he was reaching in there, and he had like a wooden thing in the yard, like a stump, and there was blood on it. And he was reaching in the cage for another, and they were screaming. I was like, oh my God, they're eating the bunnies. And so my brother-in-law put it all in the freezer. You know, he cleaned them, and he took the fur off, and he packaged them and put them in the freezer. And I came home from school one day, around my sophomore year, I guess, or I don't know, it could have been my freshman year. And I was like, oh, you're making fried chicken. I said, can I try one? I got home from school and I was hungry. And my sister pushed over what she knew was a rabbit. And I bit into it, and I knew right away it was a bunny. I said, I'm not eating this. So every time she cooked that, her whole family ate it. I ate the mashed potatoes and the whatever vegetable. I wouldn't eat the poor little bunny, because I had that memory in my mind. And I would never eat a bunny anyways. I don't eat bunnies. I don't eat lambs. I don't eat squirrels. I barely, I am a carnivore, okay, so I will occasionally have some beef, and I will occasionally have some pork, but mostly I'm on chicken and shrimp. That's kind of my diet, and eggs, as far as the meat class, okay? So let me read this for you. Discernment before a passionate encounter leads to the magic of love. Hair travels lightly, unfettered, and counsels that you too jettison worries that tether you to the present and tie you to the past, cleansing and lightening your mind through meditation or by sharing your fears with another. Unburdened, you may then react quickly as the future speedily unfolds, avoiding disaster and seizing opportunity. Hair knows how fragile is the heart. If deeply drawn to another, look first into their mind and soul, for it is discernment followed by passion that leads to the magic of love. So if there's someone in your life that you are not with, and maybe, I don't know, maybe you guys text, maybe you guys call, speak to each other, maybe they just live like on the other side of town, and you're able to visit that person. Whatever your situation is, if that person is aligned to be in your life, then that person's aligned to be in your life. If you look in your future and you see that person and you say, wow, John's been good to me, and we've had our ups and downs, but I just really love that guy. And if you send it to the universe will send John that message. Hey, Susie loves you. Don't you know that by now? And all of a sudden, John will stop by Sue's house, and say, hey, I'm sorry I didn't call, but, I was just thinking about, I was in the area. Do you want to go out and have a cup of coffee? It's my treat. Let's go hang out for a bit. And Sue might say, gosh, I've been cleaning my house I feel like I'm not all put together. John says, you're beautiful just the way you are. Come on. Just brush your hair a little and let's go. Right? And it could be something as simple as that could rekindle a relationship. And if you're destined to be, then you're destined to be. If you've been told that you're cut off the same cloth, if you've been told that, you're my twin flame. Maybe when you were told, you thought Susie was crazy. That's it. You're like, what the heck is a twin flame? And then you Googled it. That love, they say, never dies. That love is unbreakable. It's undeniable. It's everything that you both want. What Susie doesn't understand is why the distance. Things happen for a reason, Maybe Susie needed to do some healing, some soul searching, and maybe Johnny did too. Okay, so everybody's story is going to be different. So hopefully I hit it on the nail for some of you out there. Okay, so we read out of the Bible that spoke of good and bad, right? It was just like there's people who do this and there's people who do that. And God is to be exalted. God is to have all the glory. God is who we're supposed to trust and have faith in and invite God into our home. I think inviting God into your home is the most important thing. I invite you, God, and all of my angels, all of my ancestors, all the archangels. Please come into my home. Please come into my life. Please come into my soul. Please come into my heart and guide me. I've never been one to ask, I've never been one to ask anybody for anything. Sometimes dire needs, you have to ask. And you have to ask God if you want God in your life. You can't just assume that He's going to take over, right? You have free will to live your life in any way that you choose. It's hard to ask when you're in need. Even like what I'm doing here, I'm always hoping that people out there will respond so you guys can sort of critique me and maybe there's something I'm not doing that maybe someone doesn't like, but of course say it in a respectful way. But I was always hoping to have a partner that could give me some feedback, some honest feedback. Oh, you're taking too much time. Oh, you keep repeating the same thing. Whatever it is, if I'm reading the cards and the cards come out the same, the marriage card comes out every reading, right? Well, I can't help but to say what the Four of Wands is, That's Spirit telling, these are the cards that you need to show, So I just read the cards as that. So I'm using that as for example. But I was always hoping to have a partner who can help me, just make the channel better and make it more appealing and help me keep my vibe up and, not really blow smoke up my skirt or anything like that, but just an honest opinion. Someone who I could trust that's not gonna, try to guide me down the wrong lane. And maybe someone to join the channel with me in the future. So to share, her or his experiences. And I think it would be kind of cool, actually, to have different people, like, say, if you lived in Idaho or someplace, if there's some way that we could get connected where it would be like a 2-picture thing where it'd have a picture of John, and then if I'm Sue, right? John's in Idaho and I'm in California, and we can come up on this channel some way and we could both talk. Or if John wanted to be here, if I'm Susie, right? So it would be interesting to be able to do that with different people. So something to think about, but that way you can get more than just my perspective on my cards, and kind of turn it into like what do they call those? Forget what it's called. It's like the group chat, whatever it's called online. Okay, so now we are going to go into the reading, the actual reading. We're an hour and 1 minute already. So we'll go 20 minutes. Power Tarot. We'll go 20 minutes with the Power Tarot, and then we're going to go 10 minutes with the Tattoo Tarot. Just like to try to confirm, get a confirmation on the Archangel cards that's coming out. Maybe 15 and 10 or something like that. We'll see. But our main reading will be, the main cards will be pulled from the Archangel. So, let's see. They've already been pre-shuffled. So let's see. Spirit, what do you want our collective to know today? Okay, nothing seems to be coming out yet. Spirit. Okay, a couple more and then nothing comes out. Then I'll just cut it. Queen of Ariel, mature, practical, generous, happy. Nurture yourself and those you love. The ability to make anything more beautiful, practical and wise advice. Let's see what's at the bottom. The Knight of Raphael, romantic, dramatic, poetic, introspective, committed, romantic relationships being swept off your feet. Situations or topics that make your heart flutter. Okay. Spirit, what message do you want the collective to receive during this reading? See, I think God knows I have a hard time with this. He must know, right? God knows everything. Okay. Let's see what else we can get out of here. Five of Michael. This situation doesn't serve you. Release your attachment to the outcome. Consider taking a more uplifting approach. Okay? So, Queen of Ariel can be male or female depending upon, you guys know, right? It's the essence of the card. So maybe this Queen of Ariel is mature. Maybe it's a guy, maybe it's a girl, fit it where it belongs. Mature, practical, generous, and happy. Yet they find themselves in a situation that's no longer serving them. Okay, it could be that way. Or it could be well, it kind of feels like that's the way. Or it could be this person, Five of Michael, is in a bad place, yet Queen of Ariel is someone he admires, or maybe used to admire. And maybe she's really the Queen of Ariel upside down. Or this Five of Michael could be in a situation with someone else, and the Queen of Ariel is someone who he thinks of. Okay, so put it where it belongs. So basically, the Queen of Ariel is someone who he's thinking about. He's in a bad situation, and he's thinking, wow, I had known this Queen of Ariel who was mature, practical, generous, and happy. And maybe he chose something different, and now he's thinking back, why didn't I choose her? So he put himself in a pickle, right? At the bottom is the Eight of Gabriel. A great deal of activity, sudden and immediate results, important communication. So maybe the Five of Michael is getting ready to express his feelings to the Queen of Ariel. Maybe he's going to say, hey, we never even got started, and well, it's not important. It is important because I chose someone over you. But maybe can we just not talk about that and move forward, kind of thing? Or maybe the Five of Michael is wanting to explain that. So one card sort of fell out, actually two. Okay. Five of Gabriel, a challenge you can resolve. Withdraw from the drama of others. Have patience with yourself and those around you. Okay. And the Emperor came out. Archangel Uriel, stability and efficiency, taking charge of a situation, ambitious plans. So it's a challenge for him to go back and say, hey, Queen of Ariel, this is Five of Michael, I'm reaching out to you. I'm sorry, there's a reflection. I'm reaching out to you because you were in my life at a certain point, and for some reason I chose something different, realizing that maybe you are the one. Let's get together and talk about this, like kind of light, keep it light, not like anything real serious, right? Just keep it like light and fun, Let's go out and have a cup of coffee. Let's go take a ride down the beach. Let's hang out for a bit. It's been a long time. Let's get together. Okay. So the Five of Michael's understanding that it's a challenge that he can resolve. And he's willing to have patience, and he's willing to be patient with others and taking all the drama out of the situation. Yeah, so he chose Ra. And there's an actual easy resolution, right? It's just copping to the truth. Hey, I chose wrong. Let's go hang out. You know, it's been a long time. Can we just be friends and work our way to something else? If you feel it, then I feel it. Okay? So this Five of Michael's ready to boss up to the Emperor. I'm going to make sure I'm everything to that Queen of Ariel. You know, because through all my pain, through all my learning, through all my lessons, I'm such a better person, and I know that I can treat her the way she deserves, the way she wants to be treated. Okay, let's see what's at the bottom. The Knight of Michael. See how fast the horse is going? Time to move quickly. Choose logic over emotion. Sudden changes. Strong, committed, intellectual, diligent. So this Emperor's deciding, I'm not going to be up in my head anymore about this. I know how the Queen of Ariel feels about me. And although I was a page or a knight, I'm ready to boss up to be the one that she needs me to be, the one I want to be for her. You know, so you never want to do something just to please someone else. You know, you want to do it for yourself. You know, what's my benefit, you know, from treating her right? Well, I'll have someone who's loyal. I'll have someone who cares about me. You know, I might have someone who, you know, I'm at work and she knows I'm going to be home by 4:30 and she knows that I like to relax, and she's going to make sure the house is just right for me so I don't have to stress. She's going to be a listening ear. She's going to be loving and nurturing. And she's just going to make my life happy because I'm doing my work to make her happy, right? And it's not really about I'm making her happy or he's making me happy. It's about like the love that could be shared would be, it makes me happy to make you happy, right? So I'm going to do whatever I can to make you happy because I know in return you're going to do whatever makes me happy, and it's going to be even and balanced and respectful and genuine and all the good stuff that people want in a real true relationship. Okay, so nothing popped out while I was chatting with you, so let's see what else we get. Oops. The High Priestess. And at the bottom is Divine Guidance. So the High Priestess, powerful psychic insights, reflections, and meditation that provides valuable information. Be at peace. So male or female, know that you can be at peace. If you know you can, then why not be there? If you know you can't, maybe you still have things you need to heal. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to laugh about that, but if you are the High Priestess, that this card is you, then you should know that you could be at peace. And being at peace really takes practice, you know. It's like worrying over prayer or prayer over worrying. And this High Priestess probably has already been told that everything happens for a reason. She's probably accepted that. She's probably done a lot of healing and a lot of her own investigative work, you know, because you don't want to just believe what someone says, right? It's nice if you could, but in reality, you know, you have to do your own research. Is that person being genuine? How do I feel about that person? Is that person taking away my energy, or are they giving me as much energy as I'm giving them? Okay, so divine guidance. This divine guidance tells me that this is a match that was made in heaven. This is, of course, the the Empress hasn't come out yet. Right now we just have the Emperor and the Queen of Ariel. But when you get these cards all in a row, right? It tells you that this is something divine wants to come together. Okay, the high priestess, she already knows that she's connected with divine guidance. And the high priestess is connected to the emperor because these three cards came out together. Okay. Okay. So thank you, Spirit. What else do you want to come out? We'll pull 3 more cards. Kind of the same way. I don't want to like switch up in how we're doing it. And then we'll jump over to the Tattoo Tarot, see if we can get some confirming, resonating cards with this reading. Thank you, Spirit. The Ten of Ariel. There is so very much to be grateful for. Financial success and the promise of retirement, a rich and rewarding family life. So that's what divine guidance wants for the Emperor and, or I would say and, right? The Queen of Ariel. And this was at the bottom before, so seek out other possibilities, look for the magic in life, be aware of your own emotions. Okay. So that could relate to, what is that? Could relate to this. This situation doesn't serve you. So for Raphael, it's telling you to seek. Okay, so one other way that this could be is, this really could be someone, the Queen of Ariel, who the Five of Michael was with, right? Maybe she was nurturing at a point, but then he finally realized that it was false. It was all not right, and something he needs to resolve. If she's and him are both having a lot of drama, that's certainly a sign of things aren't going right? Every relationship has their ups and downs, but if there's serious drama all the time, holding the patience with yourself and those around you would mean that you don't want to go off the deep end. You don't want to, have you tried every avenue to make it work? Okay, maybe you need to boss up and be the emperor so you can move forward, because 5-5 means change. And maybe this high priestess has already told you that's not the person you're supposed to be with. I already told you how it's supposed to go. Don't you understand? I'm attached to the divine. I'm giving you the best guidance I can give you. And therefore, if you decide to hear what I'm saying, this is what could be in your life in the future. Could be something like that. Okay, so the Four of Raphael is saying, seek out other possibilities. Okay, now I have to read off the bottom. New beginnings, Archangel Jeremiah, starting a new life, finding your purpose, a forgiving and compassionate review of the past. Don't beat yourself up. Don't make yourself little. Understand that you had to live life a certain way so that you can learn your own lessons, right? And grow from it and take wisdom with you in the future. and you've decided to back out of what was, right? Realizing that it's a done deal and you have to look for new opportunities for happiness and to put the past behind you. And you're taking the steps that gives you freedom. Break free of procrastination. Embrace the opportunities that change brings. Okay. So let's see, I don't even know how many cards we did. Let's just pull one more. It's 1:20 already, so we'll be right on time. Pull one more. That one almost wanted to come out, but it didn't. Okay, let's see what we can get now. The Two of Ariel. It's important to have balance, working multiple jobs or projects at once, making work fun. So you see, you're putting some new changes into your life. You're understanding that, maybe you don't have to just be on one job. You can do a couple things that makes your new life exciting. There's not in any specific rules right now. You got time to figure all of that out. And the bottom, you have invested wisely, have patience and wait for the harvest. Review your progress and make plans for your next endeavor. So, this is, okay, so I just saw peace. Okay. Archangel Azrael, release the past. There is a more enriching future. And behind that is the King of Ariel. So you do have a match, King and Queen of Ariel. So maybe you do carry the essence of the Emperor, and maybe the Queen hasn't. She thought, I don't know, if this is in fact how I originally said it, right, then it would be that way. If in fact the Five of Michael chose wrong from the get-go, he's understanding that if they were cut off the same cloth, then it would be easy to resolve. It would be easy to speak your piece and not have anyone judge you, because just as well as you don't want to be judged, neither does he or she. But you've lost up to the Emperor. This is if you're a man out there, or what they say about the energy of the card, the High Priestess. So even though these aren't like a real match, they're both. So a man could be the Emperor and his woman could be the High Priestess, like the true pair, right? They're both major arcanas. And you're both deciding to follow divine guidance. You know that the two of you can have a beautiful life together. You know where you've chosen wrong, and you know that you need to be aware of your own emotions, both of you, and you need to look for the magic in life, seeking out other possibilities. Maybe that's the job, right? But you are going to have a new beginning when you choose it, and you're going to find your actual purpose, and you're going to have the ability to forgive and compassionately review your past. You're going to bow out from who you were last week or 6 months ago as you were going through the transformations, right? Now you're ready to change your life. Now you know it's important to have balance, and you're going to have the ability to make work fun. And you're going to be at peace with it. And you're going to have a match. So that would be, this match here is how I originally said it, because the King of Arrow came out, right? Because it's going to be different for everybody. So I say, what else do I say? I say that these are all attached. Even though the Empress didn't come out, the High Priestess would be considered not the exact match, but as far as spiritually, they would be the same. The Emperor, the High Priestess, and they're both, the Emperor and the High Priestess, they're both major arcanas. So one's a male, one's a female, and she's connected to divine guidance, and he's connected to her. He gets his messages from her. She gets her messages from divine guidance. So that reads out very nicely. So we've got 4 minutes or so. It's really 4 more minutes, but let's see if we can get any confirming cards. So should we just commit to pulling a certain amount of cards out? I say yes. And I say, what's the date today? I think today's the 12th, so we'll pull out 3. 1 and 2 is 3. Spirit, show us what you need the collective to know from these cards. The 8 of Cups. Oh, that one almost wanted to jump out. Just don't have that push and pull power that these other readers have. Okay. So let me just do it this way. See what Spirit wants. The 8 of Coins. See what's at the bottom. The 9 of Coins. Alright, we need one more. Spirit. One more. We'll also use this for the Joanne angel number, okay? The Queen of Coins. So we go 881. And the bottom is the Knight of Cups. So the 8 of Cups means that you have to walk away. Or someone has to walk away. Are they walking away from the Queen of Coins? Or are they walking away to the Queen of Coins? Okay. So the 8 of Cups is definitely walking away, right? Every reader says that. 8 of Cups is walking away. The 8 of Coins says apprenticeship, employment, commission, planning, skilled, craftsmanship, calculating. It says ambition or lack of it, back room, work, community role, loans, advances, interest, or repayment and repayment. Okay, and then the Queen of Coins, dark woman, opulence, generous, rich, great luxury, pomp, security, assurance, dignity, well-being, abundance. Could be indecisive, grace, liberty, indiscretion. Could be suspicious, doubts, suspense, terror, viciousness, neglectful of responsibilities, and illness. Okay. So when I see these three cards together, I see someone's walking away from something. He's ready to put in the work, the apprenticeship. And he's ready to learn from a Queen of Coins how to make everything work. Okay, so now let's do the angel number. That would be 881, because the Queen is any court cards are 1, and then the other ones are just whatever value they are. So, and later if you want to Google 1144, that's the time right now. Okay, so because it's given me the option of twin flame, I'm going to take that. Okay, angel, this is from astrology.com. Numerology, Okay, angel number 881 is a powerful combination of the energies and vibrations of the numbers 8 and 1, which appear twice. Well, the 8 does. The number 8 resonates with abundance, personal power, and spiritual growth. The number 8 resonates with abundance, personal power, and spiritual growth, while the number 1 symbolizes new beginnings, leadership, and intuition. Combined, these numbers bring a message of prosperity, success, and positivity. It could be a sign that you're ready to move on from the past and embrace a new future. Your angels are encouraging you to let go of old beliefs and patterns that no longer serve you. Trust that you are on the right path and have the courage to pursue your dreams. Yes, angel number 881 is a powerful manifestation number, inviting you to align your thoughts, feelings, and actions with your true desires. Trust that the universe is working in your favor and visualize yourself living your best life. When you focus on what you want rather than what you don't want, you will attract more abundance and joy in your life. Angel number 881 is a reminder that you are a powerful co-creator with the universe. Your angels are urging you to take charge of your spiritual journey and trust that everything is working out for your highest good. Remember that you are a spiritual being having a human experience, and your angels are always by your side, guiding you and protecting you. When it comes to love and relationships, 881 is a sign of positive changes and new beginnings. If you're single, this number could indicate that you're ready to attract a loving and supportive partner into your life. If you're in a relationship, this number could be a sign that your partnership is evolving to a deeper level of commitment and harmony. Regarding money and career, it's a powerful message of abundance and success in your career and finances. Your angels are urging you to trust your abilities and take bold steps towards your goals. If you're considering a new business venture or career path, this number is a sign of positive outcomes and financial rewards. Regarding twin flames, angel number is a sign that your journey together is moving towards a deeper level of love and spiritual growth. Your angels are encouraging you to trust in the journey and surrender to the process. Remember that your twin flame is a mirror of your own soul, and their presence in your life is helping you to evolve and grow. The biblical meaning, represents new beginnings and resurrection, while the number 1 symbolizes God's unity and sovereignty. Angel number 881 could be interpreted as a sign of God's promise to bring new beginnings and abundance into your life. Trust in His divine plan and have faith that everything is working out for your highest good. Okay, there's no negative or scary meaning when it comes to 881. However, if you resist the changes that this number is bringing into your life, you may experience feelings of fear or anxiety. Remember that your angels are guiding and supporting you, and trust that everything is unfolding as it should. Let's see, so the last part is the summary. Angel number 881 is a powerful message of abundance, positivity, and new beginnings. Your angels are inviting you to trust in the journey and have faith that everything is working out for your highest good. Whether you're looking for love, career, success, or spiritual growth, the number is a sign that you are on the right path and your angels are by your side supporting and guiding you. Okay, so that's the end of our reading. We're at 135, almost 136. Again, when I first got on my other phone, it said 11:44. So if you feel like you want to Google that for your own experience, feel free to do that. And then I thank all of you so very much. Without you, there's no need for me to be here. But be at peace and be in the knowing. Be in the knowing of who you truly are and what you really mean to God. And what you really mean to God is what God should mean to you. Okay? Because we are all reflections. And we want to reflect what we can in this world of who God is within our heart. You know, we have to reflect God's love, God's patience, God's understanding, God's wrath. You know, we have to be as close to Him as we can in every way, in every fashion, in every part of our lives. So God bless all of you, sending you love, light, healing, beautiful abundance. Remember, 7 generations ahead. Let's think for 7 generations after us. What love can we share with the world today that would emanate God's love? Okay, so let's get it. God bless. We'll see you the next time. Aloha.